Yeah. Anything you want, baby, hit me light up. So into you, moving with the vibe. I just wanna rub you down. Baby, let me love you down. Anything you want, baby, hit me light up. So into you, I'm moving with the vibe. I just wanna rub you down. Baby, let me love you down. Mommy wanna shatter that rock, cause she drink it down.
Hey, Tyler Falava, and welcome back to another episode of whyuce podcast. I am your host, Pumi Moa. And today, man, I got a good special guest visiting, stopping by, man. This is one of my brothers, man, from another mother. This man that I'm about to introduce today is one of my spiritual brothers who keep me in, who keeps me lined up. Because sometimes I tend to wonder.
Too much wandering off, man.
But before, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, man, give it up for my brother, Pastor Raymond Sasa.
Man, such an honor to be, on your platform. Good to be here, right?
We was talking about pickleball and the benefit and how it can help our world. What you were referring to was another Fight Fair or another pastor from a different denomination out there in San Diego. A lot of Polynesians, in the churches do have their Department of Health.
Yeah.
And that's where you see a lot of Polynesians at especially LDS, morning churches and stuff like that, basketball, volleyball, and now this new wave. Well, it's not new, but it's somewhat new in the world of Polynesian pickleball. That's what we were talking about, pickleball. From your perspective, this pastor was finding other revenues, or not revenues, but ideas, other ways to get his community or his church people involved in fitness. And this is pickleball. Well, what me and brother Ray was talking about is it also benefits you as an individual, because you're talking about something different now, especially for us as men getting into this age. We're in the mid age right now, consider our age and stuff, right? Yeah. We're all about looking at our kids. They're older now. Eventually they're going to get married, they're going to have their own kids, and we want to be able to live that life, to see them, our grandkids eventually grow up and so forth, So that's where we're at, just to keep audience in tune to what we were talking about, Uce. But welcome to whyuce podcast, man. I'm very excited to have you on, Uso. And
yeah, man. Let me tell you a story. When I was in Hawaii, I passed by this pickleball spot, and we were staying for the 3-day conference I was at. Like a month ago or something like that. So I passed by this pickleball spot, and on my way to, usually around 6:00, on my way to Starbucks to go do my devotional thought and get my work out the way. But I was so tempted to stop. I was like, on the third day I was driving by, it was like 6:30, and I see a lot of people over there. I was like, you know what? All right, I'm going to just yield into the temptation, forget the Starbucks. Let me turn around. So I went to Walmart, bought me a $9 paddleboard. Paddleboard. Yeah. No,
paddleboard.
Yeah.
Paddleboard.
So it's funny, right? So the $9 one is a wooden one, right? I didn't want to spend, because I already spent so much money on these paddles I have. I have about 4 paddles.
How much do they cost average for a good one? Consider good size.
An average? That's about $200.
What?
$150 to $200, yeah.
Because of Walmart. So you're telling me the pad that I have, the racket that I have that I got from Walmart is not even, that's what's causing me not to, know what I'm saying? Have that good spin on it.
So so once you get into the game, those are just the beginners, right? To get the feel for it, to hit it over it, right? Then if you want to get to start slicing and like placing the ball really good, have a good feel for the ball, then you start upgrading your equipment. So the latest one I just bought was like $180, but that's how I am able to play at the advanced court all the time. So I can, because if I have the paddle tech one, it's almost $100.
Damn. And oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I had that one. I gave that one to one of my sons, but I was playing with that one. But oftentimes, I overhit the ball. Like every time I tried to just to get a good slice on it, but I constantly popped the ball up to where the guys would just hit hard. They hit it back so hard. I'm like, what is wrong? What is wrong? Why do I keep hitting the ball so high, even though with just a little touch? So I went with the guy named Bert here in San Diego, man. Great guy, OG, man. I think he's like late 60s, 69, I think. So he was like, okay, let's work together. So he showed me some little things. But then when he looked at my paddle tech and paddle board, he looked at it. He's like, oh, no wonder why you got the powerhouse one. You don't need a power. You already have power. You just need a softer paddle, with more control. So I was
that
like,
makes
okay,
sense.
what does that mean? Because I'm used to just hit hard, right? He's like,
Yeah,
but
just to get the ball going.
You're a Samoan, you have that power. You don't need power, you need
Oh,
control.
wow.
So he's like, so he looked up one called, I forgot the name of the paddle I had because I bought it a while back. So he showed me online. He's like, this one is more for soft, really soft light. And it's all about control. So I went and bought it, man. Right now, I'm killing with it because I can place the ball good. I don't pop the ball up high to where they spike back. So I'm really having great games with it. All because you just got to feel for the paddle. But anything like from Walmart, man, I tell you, it's just for beginners.
So you get, in other words, you get what you pay for. Because I tell you what, man, exactly what you're talking about. I was playing with some guys at the gym, and I was just like, how are they hitting it? Like, when you what is that? What's that game? Ping pong. You know how you're able to curve it or something, like just overhand it, and it stays, beneath the net. It doesn't go over like a volleyball, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are they doing that? I was getting kind of frustrated, but realized it. So
exactly.
it is
exactly the thought that kept running in my mind. I kept getting frustrated because like I always ask, like, what's up with this paddleboard keep going? I mean, this paddle keep hitting so high. So because of that. But anyways, back to Hawaii, right? So I went and bought me a $9 one. I didn't want to spend any money on it. I was like, I just want to go and get my cardio on, right?
Yeah.
So I showed up at the paddle at the tennis arena, and the guys were over there. They have like four set up. They're playing, and I met not a Hawaiian guy named David. And he goes, so I asked him, I was like, hey man, is there a chance I can play with y'all? I don't know how Hawaii does it. And is it okay if I can jump in? And then the first thing he looked at was my paddle. Of course, everyone does that. I do it all the time. When you show up to play, the first thing I check, because I know like the paddle. If you show up with the gearbox, I was like, oh, this guy spent $250.
Okay. So that's for you guys. That's for y'all that's been in seasons.
So if you show up with the gearbox, if you show up, with paddle tech, the upgraded carbon fiber one, I was like, he's serious about the game, so he must be good, right? So now you're thinking about, okay, let's compete, right? And if you show up with the wooden paddle, I'm like, I'm gonna play with my left hand. I play with my left hand only because it's a wooden paddle. So they look at my paddle. It's a wooden paddle. The guy, the first thing he said was like, oh, this is more of for advanced. It's an advanced group. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, okay. Is there any way?
So he judges look by its cover because you see the kind of pattern you keep walking in with. This is going. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, well, is there any way I can still play with y'all? I understand. This sounds like it's a close group. So he's like, oh, okay, well, let me talk to the guys. And they kept looking at my paddle. I already knew at the time they're looking at my paddle. I was like, well, just give me a chance. I'll show you guys how to play the game. So after for about almost an hour, man, sitting over there, they finally gave me a chance. They finally said, okay, well, you know what? I think the guys are tired. We need one. So you can come and play with me. That guy, David, he's like, you come play with me, and then we'll just play. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll help you with some. I was like, okay, just no question. Let's just play the game. He's like, do you need to warm up? I was like, no, I don't need to warm up. I already I paid attention to how they play the game. I was like, these guys, I can demolish them anytime, man. Like, I already see it. So I just showed up. I said, I don't need no warm up. They looked at me. He's like, oh, this guy, I mean, he didn't want to warm up. So I just showed up and played. Guess what? I got in the game. It was close to 8 o'clock because I went to Walmart and pick up and then came back. I got into the game about like 7:40, 7:45. And I left the tennis around, I would say almost 1 o'clock, probably around there, 1 o'clock. I did not lose a game. So they stopped the other court and they start putting together other guys too, like mixing up, bringing up the best of the best to play me. And then we were playing, and I was just killing it because I was trying to prove.
Was this in singles or doubles?
Oh, doubles.
Okay, doubles. So you and David was partners.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then most of the time I already told David I was going to poach in most of the time. And you know what a poach is, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, so poaching meaning you're jumping in on his area.
Okay. Oh yes.
Partner, and you're just jumping in the cover for him because I wanted to show these guys I was serious about because the way they judged me by my paddle. Yeah. So I played, and after that, about like almost 1 o'clock, I said I gotta go because my wife is calling me. Been calling me. We gotta go somewhere, but I gotta stop right here. So we finished the game. I did not lose. I walked out. I said, all right, everyone. And then the guy, David, came back to me together with the other guy. They came up to me and said, hey, can you do me a favor? I was like, yeah. Can you rate our court? Remember, mind you, he said this is an advanced court.
Okay, yeah, in the beginning.
And now now they ask me, can you rate our court? So I was like, because of I was so upset with the way they tell me I
can't judge
play.
You.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, 2.5.
Out of what? Out of a 5 or 10?
Out of a 5. The guy was in shock, man. The guy was in shock. You can tell the shock in his face. He was like, look, he gave me that look. I was like, yeah, he's about 2, maybe a lower 2.5, and 2.5, like the low side of the 2.5. But you know what? Everyone did a great job today. That's me being honest. You come up to San Diego, man, we play hard.
Oh man. So first of all, you got there and they underestimated you by the rack that you came up with. Yeah. Because it was a Walmart. And then you smashed them for 4 hours? From my calculation, it was about 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours straight, man. It was hot, man.
This is Pickleball, ladies and gentlemen. In case for the islanders, for our listeners that don't know, this brother of mine been promoting pickleball. I heard about pickleball back in 2019. Yeah. And when I heard about it, I honestly thought it was like a fruit cupcake sport, But little did I know, man, don't underestimate the name of the game, folks.
Yeah. Hey, but check this out, so here in San Diego, I play at Park, McKenzie Park, and then we have some Usos that shows up too. Mm-hmm. One of them is a good friend of mine. We kind of develop a good relationship, based because we play a lot. Shout out to Pastor Lenny. Lenny is a pastor for kind of like a Pentecostal Samoan church. Mm-hmm. Palangi mixed with the Palangi church, but we play a lot. And every time we talk about this game, his desire is for our people to come out, like the elderly folks to come out and play this game, because he looks around and he looks at like all these Filipinos and Mexicans. They're in their 60s and 70s and still playing the game.
Tell them.
We don't see any of our people playing the game. So I was like, man, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I wish our people can just get away a little bit from the dining table and just come to the tennis court table so we can play and get some exercise in.
That's why I wanted us to talk about this specific thing, because my purpose is, what is the purpose, when it comes to the whyuce podcast, especially when it comes to this kind of topic? It benefits our community. When I say community, I'm talking about Polynesians in general, because this is a sport that, we don't like to work so hard on sports, man. And this is one of them sports that is definitely in our category.
Oh, very true.
So as we talk about this, Pastor, man, you break it down, the benefits of this.
Let me tell you, man, it's very beneficial for all of us. naturally, we're the type of people that love sports, right? We
Yes.
play football somehow. When we get injured from football, then we downsize to playing volleyball and basketball. Then our knee gives up, like in your 30s and 40s, right? But this is like the best game where you don't hurt your knee at all, man. Like, even though with the little injury on the knee, you can still strap it up and play because it doesn't have that much, it's not intense, but you can get some good exercise off of it.
So this is also, it benefits those that has like knee problems, like what do you call those injuries? It's because it's a light thing where you really don't have to move around a lot too,
Yeah, and that's the thing, and even if let's say if you're heavy set, like in the 300 plus 400, right, you can come out and get a really good cardio just playing this game, because it's boring when you're on the treadmill, because you feel like you're just repetitively walking on the same spot over and over. Us, we want to do something fun while it's while you're exercising as well. This game right here, man, it's when I learned about it, man, I stopped playing basketball. I don't play basketball anymore or volleyball. I just play this game because at the end of the day, I don't I don't get injured. Man, my knees are still good. Every time I play ball, man, I come home, man, I have to drink a leave, but some kind of icy hot on my back,
Yeah,
my
especially volleyball and basketball. After the other benefit too is that you don't need a lot of people, especially if you're like an introvert. You can go by yourself, and all you need is another partner to play with you. Just to start off the game. That's a plus. That's a real plus because volleyball, basketball, softball, any of these sports that we play, football, it has to be more than 5 people that you got to get involved. This one right here, you can just get your own little circle, that you can just. You can even take your parents, y'all.
Yeah.
Real.
And even if you just by yourself, you just show up at the court and just play with other people too. Because man, like I don't know, I speak for San Diego community. I'm still new here, but I tell you, man, people here at McCancy Park are amazing, amazing people, great people. It's a community of itself. So I'm just blessed to be part of a community because we do a lot of stuff together. Every time there's an event, every time there's a holiday, they always have like food on the table for everyone to eat and fellowship. So it's great overall.
Man, that's a nice, and that's a park that you go to, like an outdoor park?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it started by a guy named Chester. He worked along with the other friends, but they're all Christian community, right? They all go to church, but they wanted to start like a community outside of church where we come and fellowship with other, faith, community faith as well. So, but now it's booming, man. The kids are picking it up. Like right now, when I first started in the beginning of this year, when I first moved down here, man, it used to be just like 4 or 6 people per court. Right now, you have about 18 people per court.
That's a lot of
people. You have 4 plus other 12 paddles or 10 paddles waiting. Because now kids are in love with the game, so they come in the pack.
It's fun.
I'm talking about middle school kids and high school kids. And you see, so we have like the pickleball court here, and then you have the basketball court next to it. Nobody plays basketball. Everyone's playing pickleball.
That just tells me in your community, there's probably not a lot of Milwaukee people out there.
Come on, man. Yeah.
That means there's not a lot of them out there on your side.
Bro, but let me tell you something, man.
Because the basketball court in my area, say none of them is all over the place.
But let me tell you something. A lot of the guys, these young generation that comes and play the games, they dress in as if they're playing basketball. Like one of them I played with last night, he was wearing Allen Iverson. The other court, like they're wearing Lakers jersey, LeBron James, but it's pickleball.
Man. So these are the bench warmers that couldn't make it to basketball. So that's another benefit of pickleball, y'all. Anybody can play.
Yeah, but they see the fun in it, Yes. So it's different from playing basketball. And part of the reason why they left basketball, and now they're seeing, man, this game is very competitive and it's more fun and less injury.
The only thing is, man, I don't know about Pastor about the price. Because a lot of Polynesians, a lot of them, if you say $100 for a racket, That's too much for some people. For a lot of people, even myself, I wouldn't see myself purchasing that, but I would for a good price.
You're right. You're right. Okay. I want you to see it from another point of view, because I want you to understand that there's always 2 points, two sides of the coin, right? It's always good.
That's correct. Yep.
Right. There's always two. At one side, you just mentioned, right? That people like, I want to play, but I don't want to spend $100. Okay. How about this, man? Do you even think about spending your $100 when you go eat out? No, you don't. Why? Because you want to eat good. You want to eat good. But this will benefit you. It'll make you look good. The clothes look good on you when you wear your clothes. Why? Because you're exercising. You see it from that point of view. Because, hey, I'll go spend 120. This past weekend, man, I took my family out. We spent about $180 on just meals alone. But I'm telling you, if you spend the money, just spend the money to get a good paddle, to get a good exercise, man. You put on that church clothes. I'm like, man, I look good in this church clothes. Only because you get your $100 go to good use. How about that?
You know what, Pastor? You did a terrible job marketing. That was a terrible way to market, to convince us, the buyers, the cheap people to purchase that. I still won't spend $100. What I would do is I will participate in those that will bring the equipment.
Tell me what's so horrible about marketing that. That is a great idea, man. If you go spend money on, if you go buy food, right? You don't think about it. You don't reason. You just, when you're hungry, right? When you're hungry for something, you don't reason, say, is this cheap or what? No, you say, I want to eat. Yeah? And then you spend $100. And I was like, and I'll give, plus that, I'll give a tip, for those that loves to tip, and for those that don't tip, okay. That's regardless of the point. The point is, when you're hungry, you're gonna eat good. So it's the same thing, the same concept. When you go spend the good, on a good paddle, you wanna invest in good quality equipment. Like I said, I shared this with somebody. Do you rather frame up the wall with a hammer, or do you rather use a nail gun?
I'd rather use a nail gun.
Right. Then spend the money. Spend the money, because the nail gun is like $300, man. The hammer is like $20, right? So you just answer that's the idea I'm trying to get to.
You know what? We don't even need to convince folks. We just need to tell them to come out, because even those that are there, I will be more than happy to give you my $200 rack to even participate. For those that don't know about the game, and then once they once they be in love with the game, then I think that's where individuals themselves will know what their value is and get themselves a good. But you said, so for somebody in my set, my strength, I would need to invest in or purchase a rack that's worth $200, like a soft one. What are they called?
Oh, it's called. It should say, it's for soft and control paddles.
Soft and control.
Yeah. Okay. Some paddles are more for power, and you see the word power on it.
Oh, that's what. Okay, see, I never paid attention to that. I just wanted to pick up some racks. But I will look into now. Do they have it at Walmart too, or that's just?
No, man, you got to buy it online.
Oh, okay. So Amazon or just
go on Amazon. Yeah, go on Amazon. Yeah.
And we're not affiliated with Amazon, by the way. I say you can look it under the WEFOBZ Amazon. Yeah, we'll post it on there, y'all.
Yeah, well, Amazon, for those that loves to buy from Amazon, I usually buy my paddles from eBay because it's cheaper than Amazon.
Why is it cheaper from eBay? I thought eBay you got a bid.
No, eBay you can buy stuff. Here's the difference. The difference is they market Amazon as if Amazon is the top notch, but you have to pay for the product. eBay, they don't spend a lot of money marketing eBay, but eBay is cheaper than Walmart.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you just have to wait. You don't have the Prime deal, but you wait. You can wait. Anybody can wait. But here's the thing. I always tell people this. When you play a game, it's for your own benefits. That's why, so go back to the conversation I had with Mauso about, he was thinking holistically about, our people coming into the game. I said to him, and my response was this: at this point, you know us, we try to invite people, and sometimes we get discouraged because they don't show up too. Yeah. So I said, this time, I just do it for me. I just don't do it for anybody else. If they want to tag along, they tag along. But at this point, I'm determined to play by myself. Only because in the past, I always wait for my brothers to show up. And then when they don't show up, then I end up not showing up too.
Oh man, talk heavy. That is true. Then next thing you know, you skip out on a workout day.
Exactly. And then I feel, and once you skip out, guess what? The very next day, you're fighting yourself again. Should I go or should I not? Should I go or should I not? Because you broke the cycle. So I say, I'm done with this waiting. I just show up every day and let my results do the talk.
Man, that's what I like.
They want to tag along, they tag along. But I already determined in my mind it's for my benefits and it's for my own good. That's why.
Oh yeah, but you know what?
I just saw one of my buddies just invited me to go to a different pickleball. He said, "Bro, are you going to join me?" Man, it's a community of some of these guys are Christian faith, from different denomination, and they're asking me to come and join them because they have a group somewhere else, a different pickleball. So it's beginning to be a network, So some of them,
a network of those who thinks the same way as you, who is like people that wants to just live a healthy, better lifestyle, right? To last long in this world. So that's another benefit of this. You get to network. So there you go. I'm just, adding on the benefit because I know this is such a good sport. I'm all for it too. You're the one that got me involved in it, and I really do enjoy it. Just moving down here to Kentucky, so I will be getting on that bandwagon and finding the community out here to see, where we're at, But right now, yeah, man, I can't wait for that to happen. But that's the benefit, man, is meeting new people and stuff. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your boy, Puni Moa.
And I'm your queen. Don't forget, log into wefobz.io.
That's where you'll find everything you need to know about us.
We also got merches selling on the website. You'll see the podcast whyuce right there on wefobz.io.
We appreciate your support.
See ya.
I mean, you know me by now. I love to compete. You know me, man. Whether we play, we every time we show up, we have like a 3-day hanging out with my Uso, my older Uso. Shout out to my brother. Every time we get together, we play 21, and you see me. I'll be fighting to win every single game. We play tennis. Of course, I always get the dub all the time because I love to compete. But it's different now when you're at your 40s, right? It's not like when you were in your 20s where you can compete to the high level. Mm-hmm. So I found this game to be, you can still compete. And yet, it's not as intense as basketball or volleyball, where when I play, man, I get injured a lot now with basketball and volleyball. Every time I go, the last time I played volleyball, man, I jump up, man, and I felt like I cracked I sprained my ankle. So I was like, that's it for me, man. Every time I'm ready to go back and play, I get injured. But this game, I can compete at a really, but not as intense as basketball and volleyball. So I play at on the advanced level. A lot of times, a lot of my brothers, people that I meet on the court, they ask me, Ray, can you partner up with us? We're playing this championship tournament, but it's on Saturday, it's on Saturday. But here's the thing, I firmly believe that I'm a Seventh-day, I'm a Christian, so I follow the Bible. The Bible, it's a holy day on Saturday, so I don't play. So I tell them with much due respect. A lot of people ask me to come play with them on these tournaments, and they travel too. I tell them, I can't do it. I'm happy to just play with y'all and get the win and get my dub with y'all and on a regular basis. But as far as tournament, I can't travel. I can't do none of that because of my religious beliefs. That's all. But here's the thing. I want to go back to what you said. We talk about the benefits, right? Mm-hmm. How to convince other people to. That's why it's important about being involved in the community. There's a saying out there that if you have a 3 group of friends that are millionaire, guess what? You're going to be the 4th millionaire. So if you hang out with a broke group of friends, 3 broke group of friends, right? You're going to be the 4th broke, guy. That's why you refine the community and a network of people where you can stay motivated and try to compete to a level where, because life, this is life. You always got to compete, whether you go to work, right? Whether it be on the podcast right here, you got to compete with the other, to see, because you want to be unique, different, and stand alone. That's all part of competition. Now you can't what do you call that? But you want to strategize yourself, find strategy in order for you to stand alone. So the same thing with pickleball. So
that's nice, man. Shout out to that person or whoever, man, created this game that I like now too, is a pickleball, man. Yeah, man, but I like your analogy on it. But since we're talking about fitness, because that's where it's at. You said broke rich people, stuff like that, but we're talking about, it's like those boys and girls who likes to hang out. If you have 3 or 4 people that loves to go to hometown buffet, Chinatown, you know what I'm saying, buffet, all you can eat, you're gonna look like a buffet, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Yeah, but if you
are what you eat, right? You are what you
eat, man. But if you end up going with like somebody like Pastor Ray or Pooty Moore and go to join us at pickleball, then look at us, man. We're like almost in our 40s and stuff, but we look like we're 20, dog. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to fitness and everybody that enjoys doing the same thing that we do it.
So I got both of my sons playing with me now.
Yes.
So I'm always training them to pick up the new game now. They really enjoy the game. Here's the thing. They can't play with me because I'm always on them about moving your feet, perfecting your art, on how you play the game. And they feel pressure most of the time when they play with me. So the more pressure they feel, the more nervous they get, and then the more mistakes they make. So they tell me, "Oh, Dad, I can't play with you because you make me nervous, and it just messes up my game because you're always like on me about." But that's the thing, I always tell my kids, "I'm sorry, but this is how I am when I play. I play, to not only to have fun, but at the same time, I want to play to win." Sometimes people say, "Hey, Pastor, you got to remember your." I was like, "Listen." We didn't just come to play to lose. We come play to have fun and win at the same time. So how do you sharpen your eye? How do you sharpen your skills? It's always showing up every day. So I tell my kids that they play with me at the pickleball now. I see them at the other court playing with other people. So man, it's exciting, man, because we're meeting a lot of people out there as well. So it's great, man. I tell you. So you got to pick up the game because I'm coming out there one of these days so we can go play.
Yeah, and I heard you mention it earlier. Don't think I didn't catch you say that. You said that you win all the time when we play with stuff. That's not true.
The what? The what?
I heard you say you win all the time. I'm like, that's not true.
That's not.
On any kind of competition game we play, Uce. You know what I'm saying? You try to slide that through. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna pause and wait. Let this man finish what he got to say, and then nah, man.
Come on, man. The win is a win. Come on,
man. None of our listeners can witness that besides our own kids. So one day we'll have our kids up here and be the ones who, for what is it, proof to let the viewers know that if Pastor was telling the truth or not. Yeah, man. So we got benefits. It's the benefit also for pickleball, man. You're talking about weight loss. You're talking about community where you start networking. You start meeting new people. You're talking about what else? What else is there? Fitness.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing I want us to like instill in our hearts. It always comes down to you, right? Coming down to you, fighting with yourself every single day.
The battle of the mind.
I'm a morning person. I'll tell you my schedule, right? When I say I play pickleball, I try to play pickleball in the evening, but I go to the gym in the morning to do my exercise, like body lifting and all of that. So I try to plan for 5 days, but I usually show up 3 times a week. So I'm always at the gym in the morning. But on Mondays, I go early in the morning to go play pickleball because there's great competitions over there on Mondays. So I go there and play from, let's say, 7:30 to about 11 or 12, because once it gets hot, I don't want to play anymore. But the idea is to fight with yourself every day. I've been doing this since I was in Michigan when I was talking to you. Remember, I go to the gym and we talk.
Yeah.
And I tell you, every single day, I fight with myself. Even though I've been doing this for 3-4 years now, but I'm fighting with myself every day when I wake up at 5. Should I go or should I not? The question, should I go or should I not? And most of the time, I'm saying this wholeheartedly, most of the time, my thoughts and feelings and emotions tend to lean towards finding a reason to go back to bed.
So it's the battle of reasoning with your own self.
Exactly. So when I say that, I'm saying that not conservatively, it's 85% of the time I'm telling myself, you know what, you're tired from yesterday, sleep back, go back to sleep every morning. For the last time, for 3 years, 4 years we've been talking, and you know me, I always go to the gym every morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell myself this, the 35% or 25% I said, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go. I'm not going to think about it. And that's how I win my battles every morning, only because I think about the benefits of your health is your wealth, right? Your wealth is your health. So
sometimes it sounds like what you're saying too. Sounds like what you're saying too. It's like it's not. It's just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
So if anybody listening to us today, and if anybody that needs an encouragement, I'm encouraging somebody. All the time for the 3 years I've been doing this, I'm fighting myself every day. Even this morning, I woke up, I tell myself, no, sleep back in. It's Monday morning. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. But I tell them in my other thought, just show up. It's for your benefits. So I just get up. So don't feel like, you're the only one fighting every day. And oftentimes, we always justify our sleeping because it feels great, missing out on the benefits of why we have to show up. My mentor always tells me, don't look for a motivation to work out. You work out to find the motivation. You get it? Show up.
Talk heavy.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Say that again. Man, don't find a reason.
Don't look for a motivation to get up to go work out. No, you just go to work out to get your motivation. And he says this, Ray, even if you don't want to work out, just show up at the gym and turn around and go back home. At least you showed up. And guess what? I did that. I did that one time. I showed up at the gym, I turned around, I tried to go back home, but I can't. Why? Because the motivation now is kicking in.
Yeah, because you showed up.
People working out, I was like, you know what? I'm too prideful to go back home and go to sleep. I'm going to go work out and compete with these guys.
Man.
That's why he says you don't find any motivation in you to go work out. You just show up and work out to get your motivation going.
That's a good one. That's a really good motivation right there, man.
So if anybody listening today, in trying to fight these battles, just so you know, I'm in the same boat every day for the last 3 years, fighting the same battle over and over. But how many people out there, when they wake up and they fall right back to sleep because they bought into the idea. I'm sure you probably go through it, right? You wake up and say, should I go work out today or should I not? Nah, I'm just going to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
You find every reason in this whole entire universe to put yourself back to sleep.
Who's your mentor, man? I'm still stuck on what he said to you. Well, shout out to your mentor. This is when you were going to Anderson, right? University?
That's right.
Man, that was powerful. That's very powerful, man.
Those are benefits, although it becomes a lifestyle. Oftentimes we always, especially from the community where we come from, Samoan communities, right? We come from a community where we want to do big stuff, right? We want to show up big. But that's not biblical. That's not biblical. The biblical idea in Matthew chapter 25, it says, when you're faithful with the little things about cleaning up your mattress, cleaning up your bed, getting up and work for yourself, work towards yourself, and, and let yourself do the work. Ron Jim says, when you succeed in life, it says the reason why you succeed in life is because it's an accumulation of all the micro success you have accumulated over the years. That means you're being faithful to little things.
It's also about building a muscle memory on your body, because once you're accustomed to do it, you eventually start doing it. It's the battle of starting it is what matters. But man, sounds good, man. That's some good talk right there. I can't think of a negative part of it. I mean, of pickleball. I think pickleball, the negative part of pickleball is the price.
You want me to?
I'm just trying to. I like to look at negative and the positive things. Try to have a non-biased conversation about it, not just about why.
Let me help you out on that idea.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is it's an inductive way of looking at things, right? You want to leave the decision on people that are listening, right? So you want to do both sides.
There you go. Okay. Speaking my language.
Let me tell you the negative part about
pickleball.
Pickleball is when you have a not so good partner. Okay, that's a negative part. because when you show up and you're ready to play and your partner's showing up, he's messing up or she's messing up left and right. And now you start playing with your emotions in your mind, and then all of a sudden you get frustrated. And then once you get frustrated, the next game you already know you're going to lose. And then you're going to lose. And then you're going to push for it because now you're getting upset and mad because all you needed is a win. But the more you pressure yourself, the more you lose. Because it's a mind game as well. Only because you don't have good partners. So you want to find somebody that can play next to you, that can play at your level, that can play with you. So you got to find somebody. So if you go out there, if you see some people that that you should play with, continue to play with that person, because you don't just show up to have fun. Although we want to have fun, right? But at the same time, we want to get, level up, right? Like the Mario game, you want to level up, go to stage 2, stage 3. But if you just show up to have fun, you know what? I don't know what kind of game you're playing. But that's the negative part about it. It's just when you're stuck with the bad partner.
Man. So what you're saying, that's another negative thing, is it's not a friendly environment, is what you're saying. Because you had to wait for an hour, right? When you were talking to me, you had to wait on the court for an hour in Hawaii before you even got the opportunity to play. So that's another negative thing about this sport. Everybody that plays, like Pastor Ray and them, think they're too good to play with us that don't know how to play. Depending on what kind of rack you show up, you might show up with a tennis rack, and they're gonna judge you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, "Oh, please don't come and ask us if you can join us to play." The negative, man.
And that's another negative part about the game now. Since we're on the negative subject,
it seems like there's a lot of people that has like a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant attitude, man. Like a goat, like a Mamba mentality. You have to have a Mamba mentality, with the kind of people that plays pickleball. That's what it seems like, man.
Yeah. So like with this park that I play at, because now the kids love the game and the high schoolers love the game. Even my boys loves the game. They come in the group. So, of course, they're in the same generation. So they come in about 10 deep, and now we're sitting waiting. So every game, because now you have so many paddles on the court, you get to play one game and you come right back. Win or lose, you come right back out, and then you have to wait 40 minutes.
Oh, so it's not like that is right. That is the rule. Even if you win, you don't stay on the court like volleyball and basketball. Right? I hate that. I don't like that.
Yeah,
that's a dumb rule. That's a dumb rule. You need to change that.
So it's just to be fair across, so everyone get a chance to play. But
it's a competitive sport. It's supposed to be like that. If you suck, you're gonna wait and just wait and go on your days off when people are not around and learn. Learn how to play if you want to stay on the court.
Yeah, that's why I play. Because they have the advanced court. There's 2 specific courts catered to the advanced people,
But
right?
you still gotta wait.
No. When you win, you stay all the way.
Oh, okay. So the advanced
And
you
then
do.
the other courts, because there's 8 courts. The other 6 courts are mainly like if there's 5 or more paddles waiting, then you win or lose, come out. But if it's only 4 paddles waiting, then you win twice and then you come out. But if
Okay.
less than 4, anything less than 4, you play, you win, you stay. Only because they want to be fair across the board. That's all. But that's the negative part now, because more people are playing, because it's the fastest growing sport. But now more people are showing up because we don't have enough courts. Now you have to wait.
That's another bad thing. Yep. There's not enough. There's not enough place to go play at to where it's like a basketball court.
Yeah.
Where it's all over the place. Where you can always, if you go to Lions Park, you're like, oh, let's go over here to Leone. There's going to be a court out there. So what you're saying is limited space. That's that. There you go, man. There's a lot of good stuff that's not good about pickleball. I'm still going to go to the price, bro. I'm like $100. $100. $100, bro. That right there to me is kind of like, I don't know, man. For a game that just started, you expect somebody to pay $100 for a game that hasn't been established like basketball and football in the U.S. or baseball. That's understandable. But man, or golf. That's like a golf price, man.
I mean, if you love sports, then you pay the price. I mean,
you pay the price if you're good at it. I ain't gonna pay no price if I ain't good at it.
Listen, a lot of my friends that they play in the advanced level, this is a free park. And you know what they tell me? They always encourage me to come play with them at the hub. So the pickleball hub, you pay $100 a month to play there. And they all go play there. And they're like, well, how come you don't come play with us over there? I was like, I'm not going to pay $100 a month just to play pickleball, man. I got tuition. My kids are in private school, man. I got to pay.
There you go. It sounds like pickleball's like tennis, just another expensive sport, that you got to have the means to, you got to be able to afford it in order to play it. Unless you get sponsorships, like unless you have people like Pastor Ray in his church. Oh, what's the pastor's name? His church. Unless you run by them, they're willing to give you have you use their equipment to play the game, right? Yeah. Isn't he trying to do something like to where he starts up a league of pickleball for Polynesians or his church members to go play?
Yeah, his the way he was looking at it, because he understands that our people are like big people, but this is a good game for. It's not it's not intense. So it's good for big people to come out, like even people like in there, like our elderly, parents to come out and play, because we're looking at like the Mexicans, the Hispanic community. They're in their 60s and they're playing. We have people that are like 74, 76 years old playing with us, the Filipino community. And you don't see any Samoans over 50 years old over there. So he's thinking about it that way. He's thinking about maybe. Well, sometimes, as spiritual leaders, they're always thinking like about a community-wise, holistically, So that's why he brought that up.
That makes it tough, though, right? For the community to, it seems like that's something that leaders have to work together and just, purchase a whole equipment set and a gym place and just always put it out there. Hey, come over here. Like we have pickleball going on. Stuff like that for the community to introduce this sport, because we're still into what? Cricket, volleyball. Those are like the 2 main ones in America. It's just cricket and volleyball. You don't hear anything else. And then rugby, of course, but that's just for men.
Yeah.
But something to where our community can start getting into. When I say community, I'm just saying Polynesians. When our people can like be involved in. But like you mentioned, man, sometimes it gets to the point where we get tired of like trying to bring people over. You get hindered because you're trying to like promote a positive thing, and they just tend to just don't give two crap about it and don't even show up. Just Then you just like, then you go about your way, you do your own thing. Then all of a sudden now they're like, oh, he's too good to come, or she's too good to come and participate with us. Why they over there with the Mexicans and Filipinos and white people, doing that when they could just do it over here? Like, hey, it's that's the bad thing about pickleball. You can't win everybody, Uce. You can't win everybody.
So I mean, I understand where he was coming from. I understand the conversation.
Yeah.
He's thinking that way, but then also there's a saying out there: everything you say is just mere opinion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if it's real or not. Okay, it's just okay, mere opinion. I can put in my thoughts and opinions as well because I wanted to respond. I didn't say anything. I just say yeah, you're right. In my head, the way I do things, like I shared with you not too long ago,
mm-hmm.
I'm always about me, focusing on me. How can I better myself, right? Rather than focusing on other people, that discourages me because we're always working together, especially people that you place values on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think for him, he was just referring to like as a physical activity to help the Samoan community. At least that's what I'm getting from you. Is finding a new avenue of our lifestyle that will involve our Polynesian community to be involving to help for the sake of their health. I think what you're talking about is that's not what your focus is, so that's why it's different. Your opinion,
No, it's not. No, that's not. Although you acknowledge what you said, what I'm saying is, that used to be my focus, is trying to get the community, but then how many times that got turned down, right? So it changes my focus from a community trying to get our people to be involved, because a lot of times, just like how you said it, a lot of times you have great ideas to get people to get together, community, and play. How many times that happened and people turn you down, right? People don't show up.
Well, so on top of that too, I'm sorry, but real quick to the listeners, it's hard for even Pastor to talk about it, Pastor Ray, because you're not even pastoring just a Samoan, like an individual community. It's diversity. Just to put it out there, so that way the listeners get an understanding. Just because you're Samoan doesn't mean you're pastoring a Samoan church. No. So just to put it out there. Go carry on, man. You make a good point, bro.
You're right. So I pastor a Palangi church. Like the rest of the Hispanic, my members are Hispanic, Filipinos, and Caucasian. A few African Americans.
Diversity. Yep.
Diversity. At the moment, we don't have a Samoan family. Yeah. So, but I do understand. Yeah, I do understand. The reason why I say these things is because we used to always trying to think about our community, get them involved. But everyone has their different focus on things. So what I do is, instead of trying to focus, I want to focus on myself, and then if people see the changes in lifestyle, and they want to be part of something like that, then say, hey, come on, let's journey together. Let's journey together, rather than trying to get them to come and they're not showing up. You know what I mean?
No, totally understand, man. We're no different from any other race. It's just that our race is such a small percentage. To us, well, it's because it's our race. We feel like it matters, which it does. In all fairness, it does matter because we are Samoans, right? But in reality, this is life. I mean, in America, in the country we're at, even if you were living in American Samoa, everybody's not going to participate in pickleball. It's just not going to happen, man. That's why we got too many different. I always say this is the reason why we have too many different religion, too many different beliefs. Even in everybody, just their interests in stuff. It's just I don't hold anything personal on people. That's on to each its own. That when it comes to any kind of conversation. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I started I pointed that out first, voicing my opinion. I was like, everyone, it's just based on opinion, right? Yeah. That's why I'm voicing my opinion, because just like how you said it, it's just everyone to each his own, right?
Yeah.
Her own. So that's why I say that. But the game is beautiful, man. I love the game. I wish I can play all day, every day, but I have responsibility at home as well. But I love the game. I enjoy the game, because I get to play with different people, having meaningful conversation with other people, man. And I have some people that we met at the pickleball. We talked stories, and they found out about what I do. I don't go around and tell people what I do. I just, it's part of my lifestyle. It's my lifestyle, that I live within the principles of the Bible. I just want to be a brother to someone rather than the title. People, when they know that I have a title, they tend to be like be scared, right? Because of the title. So I say, just call me brother. I'm okay with that. So a lot of the people that we hung out with, that they know, I'm their brother, and we talk stories. I've invited them, and they showed up, and we worship together. We do fellowship together and stuff like that. All because of relationship through pickleball. I met a guy too. I met a guy named Ivan, great guy. So we started playing together, and then he loves to joke around. I started playing around with him. We got to know him, and then finally we sat down. We talk about our interests in life, and I told him what I do, and he shared with me. And then I come to find out he's a hard money lender. Come on, man. I was like, oh man. Look at this, man. And so just today, I saw him at the pickleball. I went and teamed up with him. You see, I went and teamed up with him. I was playing with him while we're winning. I say,
we're talking about the positive thing. We're going back to the positive thing about pickleball.
So I say, Ivan, while I'm hitting hard, I say, Ivan, I got a house, I'm looking at right now. You think you can give me $100,000 hard money, $100,000 for me? And he said, "Come on, let's talk about that as soon as this game finished." You see the benefits that comes with it.
So it's like golf.
Change phone numbers after that, and now we're gonna move on to the next step, which looking at paperwork, see how much interest he's going to charge me and stuff like that. Because although I'm calling to the ministry, but don't forget, some people have one talent, some people have two talents, three gifts. So I'm trying to utilize all my gifts, and which one of them is real estate. I love real estate. Don't get me wrong, So I'm trying to get back to maybe purchasing another house and a rental property.
That's a positive thing about Pickleball Uce.
But yeah, it's a great game overall, man.
Man, that story, Uce.
Huh?
The story though.
Listen to. Not listen, but join pickleball. It's fun. Take your family out and enjoy the game. It's fun.
Yeah. If you happen to be out there in San Diego, man, if you in San Diego, what park? If you happen to be visiting or living in San Diego, California, you need to go out there and meet Pastor Ray out there and join the community of pickleball. What park is this one, man? You want to shout out your park or not? We don't have to.
Park. McKenzie Creek Park. Great. It's a great park. Love it, man. 8 courts. Great people showing up every day. You get to see the same face every day, and they become family because now we have potlucks and stuff like that on special occasions.
Oh my gosh!
A lot of people winning from these tournaments are coming from this park.
So it's like man, you must have a nice community for people to like start bringing food and stuff.
It's a great community, man. Now they're talking about buying uniforms to be part of the community and stuff.
Okay, so are you talking about like a HOA? You're at a homeowner association area, or is this just a public park?
So it used to be a tennis court, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this community, so people that used to play tennis, so they got together. I think about 14, 18 of them, and then they took it to the city council and fought to build a pickleball. A guy by the name of Chester. So, and they fought, and then finally the city just built a pickleball with 8. Now we just show up. It's like a regular park. With a park, you see a huge park on the side, a basketball court, but the tennis got turned into a pickleball station. And just people show up. But because we show up every day and see the same face, we kind of started our Facebook page, and everything is free. So we start talking about, hey, Thanksgiving is coming up. Should we just bring food and just celebrate? Yeah, sure. Why not, man? It's a good thing. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool, bro. Like, just to go to a park, a local community park, and you got a lot of, and you are right. There's a lot of tennis. It's a lot of ex-tennis players, or ones that don't play professional no more, that enjoys pickleball because it's light on their knees. And I have played with one, and she even said it too. She was like, "Yeah, I used to play in the big leagues, and this is out in South Carolina, but she enjoys pickleball. She didn't think it was going to be this great, and she enjoys it because it's a lot lighter on her. You know, she's my age, and I was like, okay, that's what's up. But you're right. There's a lot of tennis players that play it.
To reinforce the idea for your own personal benefits and your own personal growth, is the benefit is to have a lifestyle of, getting the exercise in, instead of just not getting any exercise in. Get the exercise in as much as you can. Find any interest. If pickleball is not your thing, do some other stuff. So that way you can get your exercise in. Especially for our people. You know what I mean? Especially for our people. So
yeah. Well, even like, if you're somebody like Pastor here who has dominated sports, and you need a new one to dominate. Pickleball is a new sport to take on, and it's a new challenge. You have a lot of alpha males and females over there, that's gonna, like, you gotta come ready,
yeah, and never that one thing I love about this sports, you never judge the book by its cover. That's the idea. Because one time, me and my son, we showed up at the court, and then he looked at, like, these elderly women, beautiful women, elderly women in their 60s, that we got to go somewhere else, man, because we're gonna just take advantage of these guys right here. They're too slow for us. I was like, for what you asked for, and sure enough, they just whooped us.
Yeah,
they got it handed
a
to
lot of that happens. Yep.
Yeah, so I told Marion, I was like, well, see for speaking too soon, man. Don't judge the book by its cover.
Yeah, I experienced the same thing. They were all 60, 70, and 80-year-olds. And I know that because I asked them too, because I was like, out of breath. Like, man, is this slow mo? They're like, yeah, and they're just talking regularly. That's the worst, man, is when they're not barely moving and they're just talking to you, smiling, and that ball's coming thanks. And I'm like going back and forth, sweating like a pig. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing, man. That's a warning to y'all who think you got it good. If you see some 60, 70-year-olds over there,
yeah,
don't judge a book by its cover. Even if you see a one coming in with a Walmart wreck, don't judge a book by its cover, man.
Don't judge the book by its cover. The benefits for you to live healthy, but also build community as well, network. So you never know if you're going to meet somebody that might hook you up with the $100,000 job, in a year. So that's why you got to be friendly with everyone else.
Hey, you ain't lying, Pastor. I mean, there's a lot of doctors. What is it? A lot of engineers, a lot of nerds, which is a good thing, that enjoys this game, that you can get that network going. And that's what matters, man. At the end of the day, if you want to find yourself and change your lifestyle, become a positive person like ourselves over here at the whyuce pod, go to a pickleball. I pretty much can say a lot of people that play has good careers. Like, I'm gonna put my podcast on that too. Like, a lot of them that plays
had
or retirees retiring people, man. And that's a good thing we want to get ready for, right? I'm all about trying to learn. I always like to be a student. I always like to be a student to learn. You know what I'm saying? For the wise ones.
That's right. Every day we got to learn something.
Learn. But you know what, Pastor, man, I just want to thank you again for coming on to the whyuce podcast. Hopefully we can get Pastor to come, in a future episode, so we can talk more about, so y'all get to know what he's all about. And, not just that he's a good friend of mine, but also he's a good role model to our Polynesians. So look out for that. If you do have opportunity, Pastor, did you want to shout out your church so that way for the listeners that enjoy the virtual watching or in San Diego, they might want to come and visit your ministry, brother.
So if you look at my hat, it says live to bless others. That's a live to
L2BO. I like that.
That's our motto, man. That's the church, South Bay Church here in San Diego, and I have the honor to be their servant. We believe in the idea because God loved us so much and blessed us, so Amen. We live that same lifestyle to bless others with the blessings that we receive from God. So shout out to the church, man. Shout out to my South Bay San Diego. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
but thank you, man, for having me on. I know it's long overdue. You've been trying to catch me. I feel like I'm one of that movie, Catch Me If You Can. I can't remember. Is that Willis?
Hey, it's all good, brother. You've been busy, helping out souls, man. Souls for the Lord, you know. So like I told you, man, I'm here Monday every week, ready to get on the pod and see where God takes me with this one. But until then, man, I'm your boy, Puni Moore.
And I'm Ray Sasa.
And we're out, baby.
All right.
Whyuce, tell me why the sky's blue. Tell me why this money is green. Now Lord, please, tell me why I do these things to make tea. Let me. They kick me out of church, cause I just don't listen. Always fall asleep when the preacher is preaching. Not my fault, I do love God, but on Saturday nights I be all up on God. Trying to save the world with the homies. My KB rising with my homies. Playing 2K with my homies. Jumping on at it with the homies.